Hello students, welcome to Ajay's classes. Today in this video, we are going to understand how to solve numericals on chapter motion. So without wasting time, let's get started with numericals on motion. Here is our first question. Raju completes one round of a circular track of diameter 100 meters in 20 seconds. What will be the distance covered and the displacement at the end of 1 minute 30 seconds? So now we will consider a circular track which is having the diameter of 100 meters from A to B, which is 100 meters. That is the diameter they have given. And he is able to complete one round within 20 seconds. Okay, so they're asking 1 minute 30 seconds, how much distance he will cover. We know that in a circular track, one round equals to circumference of the circle. We know, right? So how to find out the distance in a circular path? If it is exact circle, we just have to consider circumference of the circle. Circumference of this circle. The formula is 2 pi r. So the radius they have not given, but the diameter they have given. So diameter is 100 meters. So what will be the radius? Radius will be half of diameter, which is 100 by 2 equals to 50 meters. Okay, so next, what else we have to do? We just have to substitute in this. So that is for one round, but they have given 1 minute 30 seconds. The total time they have given is 1 minute 30 seconds, which is 60 plus 30. 1 minute equals to 60 seconds, so 90 seconds. So the total time is 90 seconds. He is able to complete one round in 20 seconds. So now we have to understand. So let us see the total distance covered. In first 20 seconds, let us write down somewhere. First 20 seconds, he is able to complete 2 pi r. Right? You just follow this one in a different way. So another 20 seconds means by the end of 40 seconds, he is able to complete another 2 pi r. And another 20 seconds, he is able to complete 2 pi r. Next 20 seconds, he is able to complete 2 pi r. And next 10 seconds, he is able to complete half of 2 pi r. I hope you are able to follow. So here what's happening in the first round, let me show you through the laser. So first round, he is able to complete the entire round. Then second round, third round, and fourth round. In 10 seconds, he is able to complete from A to B. That's it, half round. So hope you have understood. So now if we go, half round is nothing but half of the circumference, which is half into 2 pi r. So now if you solve, d is equals to 2 pi r plus 2 pi r plus 2 pi r plus 2 pi r is 8 pi r, and here 2 ones are 2 ones are. So you're going to have 9 pi r, which is equals to 9 into pi into r is 50. So which is nothing but 450 pi meters. 450 pi meters. So this is the distance traveled or covered by Raju in 1 minute 30 seconds. And the second one is displacement. So what about displacement? We'll represent it by S. The displacement will be shortest distance, or we can also call it as final position minus initial position. So what would be the final position? Final position will be point B. Initial position will be point A. Why? Because he completes 4 rounds and then half round. So half round means he will travel from here till B and he will stop. Right? So for 1 minute 30 seconds, only that much he will travel. So the total displacement is from A to B. So that is just like a diameter, which is nothing but diameter of the circular track, which is 100 meters. So the distance equals to 450 pi meters. If you want, you can just substitute the pi value and solve it. Otherwise, you can keep it as it is. And the displacement will be 100 meters. So hope you understood. So that's it. So let's go to the next question. Here is our second question. Raju jogs from one end A to the other end B of a straight 450-meter road in 2 minutes 30 seconds, and then turns around and jogs 100 meter back to the point C in another 1 minute. So what are Raju's average speeds and average velocities in jogging from A to B and A to C? So now let us consider one by one. So let us consider the path from A to B. So what is the total distance they have given? 450 meters. 450 meters. And what is the time taken they have given? So T equals to, total time is 2 minutes 30 seconds to travel from A to B, which is if you convert it into seconds, so 120 seconds plus 30 seconds. So the total time is 150 seconds in first one, we can consider it as T1. And T2, if you consider the T2 time will be the T1 plus 1 minute. Okay, the total time. So which is equals to 150 seconds plus 60 seconds, which is 210 seconds. So this will be the total time in the second level. So let's go forward and understand and solve from A to B. The first case, if you consider from A to B, what is the average speed and average velocity? Average speed is equals to total distance. We know the formulas, right? Total distance by total time taken. Total time taken. So here in this case, total distance from A to B will be 450 meters. So 450 meters divided by total time will be 150 seconds. So they have mentioned 2 minutes 30 seconds. So that is 150 seconds. So it will be 3 meter per second. So this is the average speed from A to B. And what about average velocity? Average velocity will also be same because he has traveled from A to B, that is a straight path. Again, you are going to get the total displacement. So here what we will consider? We will consider total displacement. Total displacement by total time taken. Time taken. Total time. Okay. Total time taken. So here total displacement is also 450 meters. Time taken also 150 seconds. So which is again 3 meter per second. So the first case is over. Next we have B. From A to C. That means from A to B it is 450 meters and it will take 2 minutes 30 seconds. From B to C what happens? He will take 1 minute and he will come somewhere here. Let us consider. So he will travel 100 meters back and reaches the point C within 1 minute. Okay, so now the average speed for the second case from A to C, if you consider, again the total distance is total path covered. So it will be 450 plus 100, 450 plus 100 meters divided by total time is again we have to add both of them, which is T2 210 seconds. So when you solve this one, you are going to have 550 by 210, which is equals to 2.62 meter per second. So this is the average speed. What will be the average velocity? Average velocity equals to the total displacement by total time taken. So if you consider total displacement, he has traveled from point A to B and then C. So what is the final position? Final position will be point C. And what is the displacement? The shortest distance between point A and point C will be equals to 350 meters now, because 100 meters will get cancelled, right? Final position minus initial position will be 350 meters. So now the displacement will be 350 meters divided by total time will be as it is 210 seconds only. So now the average velocity will be 1.66 meter per second. So this is how we have to find out the distance and displacements, and at the same time average velocity and average speed. Hope you understood. So next we have the third question. Here is the third question. Raju, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 20 km per hour. On his return trip along the same route, there is less traffic and the average speed is 30 km per hour. What is the average speed for Raju's trip? So now if you consider he starts from home to school. Okay, so while going to school, he will maintain the speed as 20 km per hour. While coming back, he will maintain the average speed 30 km per hour. Okay, so now what we have to find out? Average speed. So what is the average speed formula? We know that average speed is equals to total distance covered divided by total time taken. Total time taken. So total time taken. So now what all things they have given? They have given velocities like a speed they have given, average speed only they have given. So let us write down. So V1 will be the average speed, which is 20 kilometer per hour, and V2 will be the average speed while coming back, which is 30 kilometer per hour. Okay, so now what is the total distance? See, for example, from home to school, if it is D, let us consider it as D, while coming back also D only, right? So then the total distance will be D plus D divided by what will be the total time. So that we have to find out. So what will be the total time? We know that velocity or speed equals to distance by time taken. So the time, if you consider for the first case, v1 equals to d by t1, which is nothing but t1 is equals to d by v1, right? So the distance is d only as it is, and v1 they have given it as 20. So the t1 will be d by 2 seconds. What about T2? So T2 will be d by V2 seconds. So which is d by 30 seconds. So now we will substitute the value of times, two times, right? While going to school and while coming back to home. So that is d by 20 plus d by 30. So when you add 2d by, so here if you take LCM, you will get 60 as LCM. Here 3 plus 2 into d. So dt will get cancelled. Here you are going to have 120 by 5. 120 by 5, which is nothing but 24 meter per second. Okay, 60 will go to the numerator, and 3 plus 2 is 5. So 120 by 5, 24 meter per second. So this is how you will find out the average speed. Please don't consider v1 is 20, v2 is 30. So then we will add v1 plus v2 by 2. No. So then you will get 25 meter per second. So this is wrong. Don't use this formula to find out average speed when they have given the same distance, but they have changed the direction and they have velocities. So whenever you have this kind of situation, you can use this kind of solving method. Or there is one more option you can use that I will let you know now. One second. You can use another formula. It's a easy formula, which is 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. So here if you consider 2 into velocity 20 into 30 divided by 20 plus 30. So here what you will get? So 3 2s are 6, 600 into 2, 1200 divided by 50. So here again you are going to get 24 meter per second. So these are the two different methods to find out average speed whenever they have given speeds, average speeds they have already given. To find out the average, that is the correct method. So you can use any of this method to obtain average speed or average velocity in this kind of situation. So don't mess up with v1 plus v2 by 2. Okay, so be careful. Next, here is our fourth question. A bike starting from rest on a road accelerates in a straight line at a constant rate of 5 meter per second square for 8 seconds. How far does the bike travel during this time? So let us find out. So now what all things they have given? A bike starting from rest. That means initial velocity is 0. It starts from rest. So it will not be in any motion state, right? So it will be having 0 velocity. So 0. And it accelerates in a straight line at a constant rate of 5 meter per second square. So acceleration also they have given, which is 5 meter per second square. And what is the time? 8 seconds. For 8 seconds it will accelerate. And how far does the bike travel? We have to find out what is the displacement. So which formula we can use? We have two formulas where you have v square minus u square equals to 2as, or s equals to ut plus half at square. So they have given time here. So we can use s equals to ut plus half at square formula. So we have to choose the equations carefully. So here initial velocity is 0. So this one will become 0 into 8 seconds plus half into acceleration. They have given 5 and time is 8 square. So if you solve it, the displacement will be equals to half into 5 into 64. So 2 ones are 2, 32s are. So 32 into 5, you are going to have 160 meters. So this is what the distance covered by a bike starting from the rest if it gets accelerated at a constant rate of 5 meter per second square in 8 seconds. So hope you understood. Next, here we have fifth question. A ball is gently dropped from a height of 45 meter if its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square. With what velocity will it strike the ground? After what time will it strike the ground? Okay, so now you have to find out. Okay, so it is dropped gently. The ball is dropped gently with a height of 45 meters. So let us consider 45 meters. It is moving in downward direction. So what is the acceleration? The acceleration, so s is 45 we will consider, and acceleration they have given 10 meter per second square, and we have to find out the velocity, which is final velocity, and what else we have to find out? We have to find out the time, and they have given initial velocity also. It starts from zero velocity because we are dropping it gently, so initially it will be having 0 meter per second. So now which formula we can use? So let us use, see, they have given yes, a, and initial and final, so we have to find out final velocity. So it's better to use v square equals to u square plus 2vas formula, because we have u value, we have a value, we have s value also, so we just have to find out v value. This is the best equation that you can choose because displacement is also mentioned. You can't use the first equation here. Okay, now if you solve for v, what you will get? V square is equals to, initially you will be having raw velocity as 0, u plus 2 into a is 10 multiplied by s is 45. So if you solve it, v square is equals to 45 into 10 is 450 into 2, which is 900. V will be equals to 30 square, which is 30 meter per second. So it is just like v equals to root of 900. So root of 900 can be written as root of 30 square. So square cancel, 30 meter per second. So that's how you will get 30 meter per second is the correct answer. So next one, velocity is over. Next, time we have to find out. So which formula you will use? To find out time, you can use the first formula, first equation of motion. T equals to v minus u by a. So final velocity we found out, initial velocity is 0, the acceleration is 10. So easily we can write down 3 seconds. So the 3 seconds it will take, if you drop a ball gently from the height of 45 meters, it will take 3 seconds to reach the ground with a final velocity of 30 meter per second. So hope you have understood. Let's go to the next question. So here is our sixth question. An artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit of radius 36,000 km. Calculate its speed if it takes 24 hours to revolve around the Earth. Okay, so let's solve it. Here, artificial satellite is one thing. So let us consider something like this. Okay, it is moving in a circular orbit. So which is having a circular orbit means, you know, right? The total distance in a one round is 2 pi r, right? So now the total distance in one round will be 2 pi r. We have to find out speed. So velocity equals to distance by time taken. Easy. Distance by time taken. So they have given distance. No, they have not given distance. The total distance is nothing but the 2 pi r. The circumference divided by the total time is 24 hours. Okay, so let us write time only here. So later we will solve it. So 2 into pi into r is 36,000 kilometers. Let us write everything in kilometers and hours only. So later we will solve it. Okay, so when you solve this one, what you will get? 2 ones are 2 12s are, and 12 ones are 12 threes are 3000. So now the velocity will be equals to 3000 kilometer per hour. If you want to convert it into SI units, better to convert it into SI units. So 3000 multiplied by 5 by 18. So then you will get the average, the speed or the speed of the artificial satellite as 833.34 meter per second. Okay, so try to convert it in SI units into SI units so that you will get a proper answer. It is better to convert into SI units at least at the end of the answer. Okay, in between you can follow CGS or SI, it's okay, but while solving at the end, while writing at the end, so just make sure you will write it in SI units. Okay, so next we will enter into the next question. Here is our seventh question. A ball is thrown in a vertically upward direction with a velocity of 5 meter per second. If the acceleration of the ball during its motion is 10 meter per second square in the downward direction. Okay, so there's a person here is throwing a ball in a upward direction and its speed is 5 meter per second, and there is a downward acceleration which is e minus 10 meter per second square because it is downward, so we'll write it as minus. What will be the height attained by the ball and how much time will it take to reach there? Okay, so let's understand what all things they have given. So initially they are going to throw, right? So initially it is at the rest condition, so u will be 0. So sorry, u will not be 0 because they are throwing with the velocity 5 meter per second, and it will stop at the highest point, highest height. Okay, so now initial velocity will be 5 meter per second. Final velocity will be 0 in this case. Okay, next acceleration is 10 meter per second square, but it is in the opposite direction, so we will write it as minus 10 meter per second square. So how to convert minus 10 and plus 10? See, when the object is moving in one direction but the acceleration in the opposite direction, so then you can mention acceleration as negative. Okay, it should be in the same direction of motion, then it will be positive. If the acceleration is in the opposite direction of the motion, so then it will be negative. So let us consider one after the other. So now what we have to find out, what is the maximum height or height attained by the ball. So let us consider s equals to the question mark. So we have u value, we have v value and a value. So which is the best equation? We can use s equals to v square minus u square by 2a, the second equation of motion, like v square minus u square equals to 2as. So v final velocity is 0 minus initial velocity 5 square by 2 into a is minus 10. So here you have minus 25 divided by minus 20. So the total displacement, so minus minus will get cancelled. You are going to have the total displacement as how much? I think you can find out 1.25 meters, 25 by 20. So next we also have to find out the total time, how much time it will take. So here as usual we can use the first equation of motion, t equals to v minus u by e. The final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 5 divided by the total acceleration which is minus 10. So here you're going to have 0.5 seconds. So this will be the time taken to reach the highest height. Hope you have understood. Let's go to the next question. Here is our 8th question. A car acquires a velocity of 72 km per hour in 10 seconds starting from rest. Find the acceleration, the distance traveled in this time, and the average velocity. Okay, so let's start writing whatever they have given. First one, it starts from the rest. Initial velocity will be 0, and it acquires the velocity of 72 km per hour. That means the final velocity is 72 km per hour. So we have to convert it into seconds, like SI units. 72 into 5 by 18, which is equals to 20 meter per second. So next, what is the time they have given? Within 10 seconds, it will reach that final velocity of 20 meter per second. So next, what we have to find out? We have to find out acceleration, distance traveled, and average velocity. So let us find out the first one, acceleration. What is the acceleration formula? Very easy. A equals to v minus u by t. We can use the first equation of motion. Final velocity they have given 20, initial velocity is 0, the total time taken is 10. So acceleration is 2 meter per second square. Second part, the total distance traveled in this time. The total distance traveled, you can use two equations of motions. So which is better? So v square minus u square equal to 2as. Okay, so they have given time here, so we can better use s equals to ut plus of at square. So u they have given 0, we don't want here, t 10 seconds they have given, acceleration also we found out. Based on the acceleration we found out, we can use it. We can use the second formula also, but try to check with the second formula, and if you get the same answer, well done. So now s equals to ut plus half at square. So here u will be 0, so the first term will become 0 plus half into acceleration is 2 and time will be 10 seconds, so 10 square. So here you will be having 2 get cancelled, so the total displacement will be 100 meter. So S equals to 100 meter. Next, C, we have to find out average velocity. So average velocity formula we know, right? So the total average velocity, if you consider the total displacement by total time taken, that is the formula. Total displacement by total time taken. Total time taken. So what is the total displacement here? 100 meters. We found out just now. Total time taken is 10 seconds. So 100 by 10, I think it's the easiest one. So average velocity is 10 meter per second. So this will be the average velocity. So this is how you will find out the acceleration and the displacement and average velocity. Okay, hope you have understood. So let's go to the next question. Here is our ninth question. A moving train is brought to rest within 20 seconds by applying brakes. Find the initial velocity if the retardation due to the brakes is 2 meter per second square. Okay, so let's note down what all things they have given. Very easy. First thing, there is a moving train brought to rest. That means initially there is a velocity and final velocity they have given it as 0 meter per second. So we just have to find out the initial velocity. Final velocity brought to rest, so v equal to 0 meter per second, and time taken is 20 seconds. Okay, and retardation, which is nothing but acceleration, which is negative acceleration, is 2 meter per second square. Okay, so now what we have to find out? Initial velocity. Which formula we can use? The first equation of motion. So v equals to u plus at. We have to find out u value. So u equals to v minus at, right? U equals to v minus at. So what is v? Final velocity, which is 0, minus a, acceleration is minus 2, and time t is 20 seconds. So what is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is 40 meter per second. This is the easiest problem, right? Yes, I know that. So hope you have understood. Let's go to the next question. Here is our 10th question, a graphical based question, a graph based question. The velocity time graph of an ascending passenger lift is given below. What is the acceleration of the lift? Okay, so the first is during the first 2 seconds, and then first we'll find out one after the other. First 2 seconds. So if you consider, here we can write 2, 4, 6, 8, 14. Okay. So this is the time they have given. Velocity is also they have mentioned along y-axis. Here, what we have to find out? We have to find out acceleration. So what is the acceleration? It is slope, right? So we have to find out slope of the velocity time graph to find out acceleration. So what is slope? Acceleration. What is slope? y2 minus y1 by h2 minus h1. So here, if you consider from 0 to 2 seconds, so we have to find out the slope. So here y2 minus y1 will become 4.6. The total length along y-axis divided by total length along x-axis will be 2 seconds. So 4.6 by 2, which is 2.3 meter per second square. Okay. Next, the second one, if you consider from second to 10th second. So from seconds to 10 seconds, this will be the total acceleration. So here the velocity, the y-axis is not changing, so there is no y values. Change in y values are 0. y2 is also 4.6, y1 is also 4.6, so acceleration will be 0 in the second case. The third case, from during the last 2 seconds. Okay, so last 2 seconds is from 10 to 12 seconds. So here also, if you find out the total y2 minus y1 will be, let us consider y2 is 4.6, and okay, so it should not be 4.6. Let us consider here, very important. Let me write y2 minus y1. Observe carefully, y2 minus y1 by h2 minus h1. So here y2 value, see, it is coming downward, right? The graph is coming downward. So y2 value will be 0 minus, because it is reaching the x-axis at the end. Y value will be 0, right? Minus, what is y1 value? Y1 value is at the initial position. So here, so y2 minus y1 is 4.6 divided by h2 minus h1. h2 is 12 seconds and h1 is 10 seconds. So here you are going to get minus 4.6 by 2, which is nothing but minus 2.3 meter per second square. So it's very important how to consider y2 and y1. So y2 is the final position. See, acceleration is velocity by time taken, right? So here the slope will give you y2 minus y1 by h2 minus h1. So y2 is the final position, y1 is the initial position along y-axis. h2 and h1 will be final positions, will be final position in x-axis will be h2, initial position in x-axis will be h1. So based on that, if you consider, the slope of this triangle will give you minus 2.3 meter per second square. So hope you understood. So let's go to the next question. Yes, here is our 11th question. The graph in the below figure shows the positions of a body at different times. Calculate the speed of the body as it moves from A to B, B to C, and C to D. Okay, so here they have given distance time graph. So in the y-axis they have mentioned kilometers, and the x-axis they have mentioned seconds, time in seconds. So this slope of distance time graph will give you speed, right? So that we know. So to find out the first part, which is from A to B, we just have to find out slope. So slope of this triangle, if you consider, so here before that we'll just mention what are the missing values in the x-axis: 16, 18, 20. Okay. So now what is slope in the v1? If we consider y2 minus y1 by h2 minus h1, in this way only we can find out. So what is the y2 value? So y2 value is, this is the second position, this is the first position. A is the initial position, B is the final position. So what is the y2 value at B, which is 4 kilometer, minus y1 will be at point A, which is 0. Y1 value will be 0, and h2 value at this condition at final point B is 10 seconds, minus h1 value in the initial point A is 2 seconds. So 4 kilometer, let us write it in meters. So 4000 divided by 8. So this one will be equals to 500 meter per second. Okay, hope you have got it. Next, second one from B to C. So in the B to C, if you consider, there is no slope actually. So y2 and y1 both are same. So v2 will become 0 in this case from B to, okay, let me write B to C. From B to C, v value will become 0. Next, third one from C to D. So C to D, if you consider, this is the initial position, D will be the final position. So as it is, we will find out speed equals to y2 minus y1 by h2 minus h1. So y2 minus y1 will be 14 minus 0. No, it's not 0, because y2 minus y1, we have to find out slope till here. So this is the triangle you have to consider. So now y1 will be equals to 4 divided by h2 will be 18 seconds and h1 will be 14 seconds. So 18 minus 14. So now 14 minus 4 will be equals to 10 kilometers, which is nothing but 10,000 meters. So let me write once 10 kilometers, later we'll convert it. 10 kilometers divided by 4 seconds. Later we'll write 10,000 meters by 4 seconds. So which is going to give you the value of velocity or speed is 2500 meter per second. Yes. So hope you have understood how to solve all the numericals in this chapter. And there are many other numericals that you can solve in any reference book. You can use the reference books for many numericals and solve as much as possible. So here I have helped you with few numericals on the basis of all kinds of questions. At least one question will be there on one particular topic. So hope you have understood and enjoyed this session. Keep watching all the videos and try to solve as many numericals as possible from this chapter, so that you will get full confidence to solve all the numericals from chapter motion. So hope you have understood the session and enjoyed the session, and it's time to say bye bye. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching.